Alright, hello everybody, it's me, Mr.Spinosaurus, coming at you with an interesting video today. So, as you know, Primal Carnage Extinction recently had a update this month, a pretty big update, adding all the regular stuff, adding the community-made skins and mutations and whatnot to the store, and doing some slight balance changes, run-of-the-mill things. And they recently posted a roadmap. So it says right here, patch 2.1.2 and roadmap. So today we're going to be going over the roadmap because I think that it is very important for a game, specifically one that doesn't exactly have a whole lot of fame behind it, like Primal Carnage Extinction, to have a roadmap so that we, the players, can know what direction they're taking the game. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so obviously this is just a rough roadmap. It states here that what follows below is our overall plan for content updates through the first half of this year. Note, this is not a complete list, and some features may be subject to change or delay. So none of what is covered in this roadmap is concrete. It's not guaranteed to come to the game as is, or even as a concept. So let's see what they have for March. March Munitions, clever name, is our next major update and revolves around everyone's favorite mercenaries, obviously, the human team. This will be where we start expanding the arsenal of the human team, introducing 2 brand new weapons and making some major changes to existing ones. So what I hope this is saying is basically weapon stats. Weapon stats in a first-person shooter, I think, are very important. And the best game that I can think of right now to perfectly emulate what I'm talking about would be Team Fortress 2. Team Fortress 2's weapons have descriptions, they have stats, and they have gimmicks. And hopefully that's what they're going to be bringing to the table, is they're going to be bringing some weapons with some gimmicks. They're going to be advancing on some gimmicks. One of the things that I've been saying for a while for them to do is to give the double-barrel shotgun for Pathfinder a quick weapon switch. So basically, it's quicker to put away and take out your pistol than it is with other weapons. I think, little stats like that, little gimmicks like that, can really advance Primal Carnage and the human team in general. And maybe if they did that, they wouldn't have to constantly have problems of, now Sniper is really overpowered, so we have to do something else. And now Pyro is underpowered, so now we have to make him overpowered and make Sniper regular powered, but then we have to make Trapper underpowered as a result. All that kind of rigmarole. Hopefully, with adding new weapons and gimmicks to those weapons, it'll make balancing of the human team a little bit easier. It goes on to say the human focus doesn't stop there either, as we will be adding even more polish to their animation sets. Now, this is something that they did, I believe, during the Meltdown update. They basically revamped the animations for the human team, made them look not so stiff, gave them a little bit more flow, a little bit more personality, and I think that's very important. Again, going back to TF2, TF2 has 9 different classes with 9 different completely different characters and personalities to those classes, and that's very distinct in how those classes walk, how they fire their weapons, how they talk, so on and so forth. And it's obvious that the PCE team wants to bring that to Primal Carnage. They want, their characters to have exactly that, characters. They want characters that will not just be blank slates. You're not going to have the Commando just be the big guy with the gun. You're not going to have the Pathfinder to be just the guy with the shotgun. They're going to have their own personalities to them, their own flair, and I think that's important. Let's see. Goes on to say, a plus of bringing in hot and cold ultimate skins for the human team, and much, much more. That is not so much of a worry for me. I always thought that customization was more for the dinosaur team than it was for the human team. I can understand why they want to add more customization to the human team, but in my personal opinion, I think they should give the human team something completely on their own. They should give the dinosaurs centigrade and I don't know what the term is for the cold skins. I think those should stay to the dinosaurs, and the humans should get something completely different. But that's just my opinion. Okay, with every major release this year, we also plan to touch up the remaining maps that have yet to receive gameplay and graphical overhauls. Now again, this is good, because they changed a lot of maps this year, as they said, graphically and gameplay-wise. And I think it's important that they do continue to do that. Get to the Chopper, Ruthless is receiving the special treatment this March, with the contingency death map getting a complete makeover not long after. I can't necessarily I assume it's this map. I assume Ruthless is this map. But if it's not, I can't necessarily remember what Get to the Chopper Ruthless map is. But so long as it's receiving, the updates, then I'm sure I'll find out eventually. Contingency map is what I'm more interested in, because contingency to me is the map that I just think of instantly when someone brings up Primal Carnage. Someone brings up Primal Carnage, I instantly think contingency death map, deathmatch map, and maybe that's because when I first started playing Primal Carnage, I always got on servers with contingency deathmatch map on, and I just kind of fooled around there. And it's also because contingency, I feel, has a lot of lore hidden within the map that you can just kind of see little tidbits of. And I love maps that do that. I love maps in games that correlate or add to little bits and pieces of the lore of the game if you know where to find them. Alright, and obviously this update falls pretty close to St. Patrick's Day, so, green, green, and green. Which may I say, I'm very, very excited for this St. Patrick's Day update, because green for dinosaurs is one of my favorite colors. I love green. So I'm excited for that. Alright, April. Early April sees the debut of a newly reworked Capture the Egg mode, which will use the entire map instead of one small portion of the map. The teams will have clearer goals and a way for dinosaurs to properly win, and eggs won't be strewn all over the place. Okay, that's important, because Capture the Egg is not a game mode that I see nor play very often. I think I've played Capture the Egg maybe once, and it wasn't a very good experience. And considering that some quests are in relation to Capture the Egg, I think it is very important that they either scrap or overhaul the game mode, because it's a good concept. The humans try and capture the eggs from the dinosaurs have a set amount of eggs, and they have to protect them. I think that is a fantastic concept for the type of game this is, and I hope they do something amazing with it. Although speaking of eggs, the April update will mark the start of our second Easter scavenger hunt, which is an annual thing that PCE does. We have a whole bunch of nice surprises for players to unlock as they decipher mysteries both in and out of game. May. Survival mode has gone unloved for a long time. With our programming team expanding, we are now considering ideas for updating this game type. Various fixes and quality of life improvements will be rolled out over the next few months. But May is when we plan to release a bigger overhaul to survival mode as a whole. Okay, so this is one thing, this is another game mode that not a whole lot of people talk about or cover or do. It's basically, you get on with your friends and you try to survive a horde of dinosaurs. It's pretty much Call of Duty Zombies. Um, I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to it. I didn't really get into it either. I can see why some people do. And I actually like where this is going for Primal Carnage Extinction because it's starting to evolve into a game that isn't just, deathmatch or get to the chopper. It's branching out into various different game modes with various different genres while still holding on to the humans versus dinosaurs aspect. So I adore that. We will be sharing more details as the year goes on, but some of our goals include adding more AI types to fight against and allowing you to turn the tables and take on waves of enemies as a dinosaur. So more AI types, I assume they maybe mean alphas. I don't know. Maybe alpha dinosaurs are stronger, faster, have more health, do more damage than regular dinosaurs. I'm not too entirely sure on that. That's just a guess. May will also see the introduction of at least one more new human weapon, which may or may not involve sharp objects being fired by a pullback mechanism. So, obviously a crossbow. And that, I feel like that's either going to go to the Pathfinder, the Trapper, or the Sniper. And, I don't think that necessarily it's bad for, like, a close-ranged class like the Trapper to have a long-range weapon. I think that's fine. I think it adds a little pizzazz, so long as it's done right. And may I say, I've been waiting for a crossbow in this game probably ever since I started. A crossbow or a bow of some sorts. And I'm excited to see that they'll probably be bringing that. June, Summer Meltdown 2.0 begins this June with the release of the next officially added community map, Dead Tide. This is the perfect place for a summer getaway with beautiful beaches and cool clear water. This is great because I have always believed that Primal Carnage needed a more kind of peppy, fun, bright map. A lot of the maps that we have, they're dark, they're dreary, they're serious. So it's just nice to get a little bit of that flavor, that Flava Flav. A second summer scavenger hunt will be in play as well, with new free cosmetics being unlocked by the community when certain goals are reached. There may also be some big surprises revealed if players work hard enough. Obviously, more scavenger hunts. Now this is the interesting part for me. Listen up. Late summer. Whilst we're first and foremost a dinosaurs versus human game, we've always taken note that there's a lot of players who just want to hang out as their favorite dino or mess around instead of playing the objective. We added free roam as a small gesture of support for these players back in the day. But we have lately been thinking it may be time to revamp that mode and make it something more interesting. This revamp would change free roam into a full-on sandbox mode with much more options for server customization and various tools and activities available at your command. From playing as herbivores to introducing light survivability mechanics, the current ideas and features being considered for Sandbox are many and varied. This all involves a lot of hard engineering work, so we can't guarantee when it will release, but we're hoping this will be ready by the end of the summer. Wow. Okay. There are a lot of things to talk about with this specifically. Um, and it is amazing. First, let's talk about the fact that free roam is getting some love. I know a lot of people on Primal Carnage play free roam. And I myself, when I first started Primal Carnage, played a lot on a server called MQC's role playing server. And I spent hours on that server playing with just random people, and it was a blast. I adored it. And to see that is getting some much desired love, I'm definitely going to probably make a comeback to servers like that. So I'm excited. Second off, herbivores. Everyone and their mother has been asking for herbivores in Primal Carnage Extinction. And I never thought it would happen just because of how the Dino v Human aspect works. Like, it would make sense for the Chargers to, be Ceratopsians or Ankies or something like that, but I didn't really see the Tyrants being anything or anything else being anything. But having herbivores as a free roam option is certainly interesting. And it's going to be even more interesting for me to see how they're going to handle it. Because, again, this game gets a lot of money through selling skins and cosmetics and so on and so forth. So, how are the skins going to work for the herbivorous dinosaurs? Because from what it sounds like, not every free roam server is going to be exactly the same. So, not every free roam server may have herbivorous dinosaurs or have those survival instruments, So, I'm interested to see how they're going to do the customization. Is it just going to be an option? Are you just going to have all the skins there for you? Or do you have to buy the skins individually, like you have to buy all the other skins? So on and so forth. And obviously, light survivability mechanics, I assume this is regarding to roleplay servers where they kind of just want to play the Isle, but with the dinosaurs from Primal Carnage Extinction. So I'm assuming they're going to have things like hunger, they're going to have things like thirst, that kind of stuff. You're going to be able to sit down, lay down, a lot more interaction with your dinosaurs. I'm assuming that's what that means. And obviously that brings the gateway open to dinosaur v dinosaur. I know that was a big thing back in the day, dinosaur v dinosaur servers. So it'd be interesting to see that make a comeback in sandbox mode, I guess I should say now. So this in itself is probably the biggest news that is a part of this roadmap here, for me anyways. But I'm very interested to hear your guys' suggestions on how exactly they're going to go about this. Because that's the only problem that I see with doing something like this. Okay, so obviously you have your overview, you got March, April, May, June, and beyond. Looking to the future, we intend to continue active development for PCE throughout the rest of 2021, adding more community content such as new maps and skins in addition to wholly original features as mentioned above. I thought that said woolly for a moment, that's why I paused. As we get into the second half of this year, the team will be focusing more on the PlayStation version of the game, which again is good because I've been hearing throughout the community that the PlayStation version of the game hasn't been getting a whole lot of love, hasn't been getting their updates as frequently as us PC players. So it's always good to be looking out for them. Despite pandemic-related delays and a lack of development hardware, work has been progressing well, upgrading Extinction to the latest PS4 platform feature set. And I do know that PCE, I think, has been pushing for the PS5 to be on the PS5. I don't think they've made any headway with that yet. I haven't really been keeping up to date with that, so unfortunately. There's still a lot left to do. However, we'll be sharing more information as we get further into this year. Keep an eye on the official Twitter, Facebook, and Discord for more news on everything Primal Carnage. And obviously, we have the patch 2.1.3, which we are in currently. I'm not going to go over that because that would make this video very long, and I'm also kind of late to the party. So you can just pop in and see what's new to yourself. So overall, this is very, very interesting. I think the biggest things to take away from this is the March update, and the late summer updates. I think those are the two biggest points of Primal Carnage. And it's nice to see that Primal Carnage is getting as much love as it is, because it's clear that the devs really care about this game, and it's obvious that the community really cares about this game, because we've stuck to it through all the hiccups, through all the bumps in the road. So it's just nice to see Primal Carnage Extinction spreading out, spreading its branches, taking root in a community and getting its foothold in the gaming industry. So I'm happy for that. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the roadmap. I am very interested to hear what you guys have to say in the comments below. What do you guys think they mean by this little human stuff that they're going to be doing with the weapons? And how do you think they're going to be handling the late summer update? How do you think they're going to be handling Sandbox with all the various changes and mechanics and whatnot? I'm very interested to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on the matter. But anyway, guys, I'm Mr. Spinosaurus, and I'll see you all next time.